It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey, Jim. Yes, and also we have the Merman, who I think, are you doubling up on the Film Rage gear today, or is that just one?
This is a cuff hood.
Oh, sorry.
Which I had to put on because
it's
like frozen in here.
Yeah, well, somebody's furnace is broken.
Somebody's. So. Not saying who, but...
It's only minus 50.
Oh, it's not that bad, you bunch of wusses. So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Oh, thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/FilmRageYYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film. And we'll watch it if it played anywhere in the world in a cinema and isn't a kids' movie. Huh. Kids' movie?
Kids' movie?
More on that later. Now, let's get to raging.
We don't watch kids' movies.
I think at least two of you might have.
We're not being replaced by a dog.
That's right.
He's trying.
He wants to push the buttons.
He wants to press buttons.
He just wants attention from the Merman.
Speaking of buttons, what did the amazing Merman predict? What did the amazing Merman predict? Will he predict the rage or will he predict them? No. Will he tell us all what Bryce and Jim saw at the movies this week for you? Swim, Murray, take some breaths and then swim, Murray. Swim,
All right.
swim.
I'm actually curious about this part. What did we even see this week?
This could be the shortest segment ever because I have no freaking idea what Bryce saw because he won't tell us.
Yeah, it's a surprise. Did you see 2 of the movies?
You see any of them?
That is for me to know.
Well, no, that determines this segment.
You can still predict what he would have
You might
thought.
as well just go on to the next segment then if he's not going to tell me what he actually
Just
watched.
predict it anyways.
Predict it anyway.
All right, we went to see...
You should predict which ones I see. You should say, and
No.
Bryce didn't see this one.
I'm not the freaking Mason Kreskin here.
I think that would be
You're the
pretty
amazing
impressive.
Merman.
I think you know one that I for sure didn't see.
Yes. If you think about it.
Probably the same one that I didn't see.
If you really think about it,
No,
Murray.
if you really think about it, Murray.
Yeah.
You really think about
If you
it.
really think about it.
All right, shut up. Yes. Jim and I went to see If.
That's right.
I will say that I did not see the Kitty movie.
All right.
In a theater full of kids.
Yes.
I bet
They're
it was.
annoying parents.
Yes.
So you did not
But
see that
that's not
one.
the most annoying experience we had in cinemas.
No, it was not. It was second.
All right, well, more on that later,
Since you
apparently.
didn't see that, I guess I only have Jim.
Yes.
So, yeah, we both enjoyed it. We had some tears at the end there. I don't think he mondoed it. I think he might have given it a meh.
All right.
I'm sorry, we're talking about If there were tears at the
Of course
end.
there was.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Apparently you don't know.
Because you have no soul.
That's right, and you have preconceived ideas
but
without seeing the movie,
whatever.
Bryce.
You guys go to your Kitty movies. That's
Okay,
fine.
well, you just keep believing what you believe, mister.
That's right.
Yes.
Don't stop believing. That's what I say.
Yeah, don't get him
You're
started.
not the only one, Murr. Other people have said that.
What, you have no soul?
Yeah,
No,
I've said
don't
that too.
stop believing. I believe it's a song.
The second one we went to,
Yes.
also an unfortunate
Don't
experience in the theater.
Yeah, for a whole
Believe.
different reason.
The Strangers Chapter 1, which apparently is, I'm thinking it's a remake. They say the third one in the series, but I think it's a remake. So
No, it's chapter 1, so it's like
yeah, but they made 2 already.
yeah, but this
and if you
is
had-
going back to the beginning,
If
isn't it?
you had seen the movie, it was basically a remake.
It's a remake of the first
It's a remake
one.
of the first one. So that ticket, you didn't see that one either?
Well, he might have, but maybe he doesn't know the difference.
Oh, I'm gonna go.
Because they're all the same.
I'm gonna go double rage on it because I sure as hell raged about it.
There we go. Oh, and you're predicting a no C for me, right?
I don't know what the hell.
No C or a rage. Pick
That's
your pick.
not part of the deal, Bryce. If you're not going to share, then I'll just make it up.
Yeah.
Last one is Back to Black, which I didn't know what the hell it was until, it's
saw
the
the
Amy
trailer.
Winehouse thing.
Yes.
I don't like Amy Winehouse. I don't like her music. There's no way in hell I go see a biography about her.
Right.
But you guys might have. I know you did. Jim
Yes,
did.
I did.
So yeah, let's go double man. What the hell? Who cares?
All right.
There we
I
go.
love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is solid. Solid. wait,
Solid as a rock. Dun, dun, dun,
All right, I guess I get to start.
And
That's
as
right.
for love's
Because Bryce
sake,
doesn't go to movies anymore.
the
Apparently
thrill is
not.
still hot, 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 hot.
Are we done?
Yeah. If you're going to start with that, then you got to sing at least to that
Solid
one.
as a rock.
And as
I don't
for
even know that
love's
song.
sake, the thrill is still hot, 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 hot,
I didn't
hot,
even-
hot,
I didn't
hot,
start-
hot.
I didn't even know what the hell that song
Ashford and
is.
Simpsons. You're
Never heard
Mr.
of them.
80s.
Never heard of them.
Oh my
What?
goodness.
You don't remember Solid as a
No,
rock?
I don't.
Bum, 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 bum,
Maybe I saw a commercial with
And
it.
as for love's
All right, shut
sake, the thrill is still hot, 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 hot.
Now he's going to listen to that on the way home.
No, I'm not.
You need to not start it again.
I'm waiting
Otherwise,
for you to
goes-
shut up.
He's addicted. All right, so when did we see Murray in cinemas?
I don't know. Am I allowed to talk now?
Yes.
You can
let's
talk
do it.
anytime you
I
want.
just won't say that thing that'll get him started.
It doesn't take much to get him going.
No.
unfortunately. You
Apparently-
might mention one word and he starts singing the entire catalog of some artists I've never
But
heard of.
part of it is because it's so cold in here, he's trying to warm it up with his hot.
Is that what he's doing?
With his
well,
hot
it ain't
breath.
working. I'm looking for the kindling and the matches. Right
Where's
now.
your hot boxing from last week when you filled the theater with farts, Bryce?
Yeah, really. Okay.
I don't think I was the only one, Jim.
It's true. I should have had some
So-
beans before coming. All right, so we saw If. Together.
Also known as Imaginary Friends.
Yes.
If it's a story of a 12-year-old girl who's going through a difficult time.
Yes.
Her father is having heart surgery, and her mother recently died of cancer. Apparently, her grandmother doesn't give a crap what she does because she just walks around New York all day. She begins to see everyone's imaginary friends who have been left behind by the kids who have grown up and forgotten them. She sets out to find out the ifs some new kids to befriend. Helping her along the way is Cal, played by the Rai himself.
Yes.
The Rai
Sweet
Rai.
Rai.
I normally stay away from kids' movies for two big reasons.
Kids.
Noisy kids and obnoxious parents. We had plenty of both at our screening. I nearly sold out one on a Monday afternoon, which of course was also a holiday.
Yep.
So,
Holiday.
to paraphrase the song, which I'm about to do this.
Don't get him started.
Parents to the left of us and brats to the right of us. I was stuck in the middle with Jim.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, wait. That is even
this-
almost the line.
It's almost a line. That's why I said paraphrase.
Yeah.
This could have spelled disaster for us. Luckily, the movie delivered. To be clear, this is not a kids' movie per se. Yes, there were plenty of CGI creatures voiced by a huge cast of Hollywood stars like Steve Carell, Bradley Cooper, Richard Jenkins, Emily Blunt, George Clooney, Matt Damon, Sam Rockwell, Amy Schumer, and Louis Gossett Jr. in his final film. However, this is Kaylee Fleming's movie. She was adorable and charming and funny and heartwarming. Truly a CLF. Ryan Reynolds was also totes adorbs, doing what he does best. This film had a slow start. I wasn't sure what it was going to be. It seemed pretty serious for a kid's movie. I mean, the mother died of cancer in the first 5 minutes of the movie. Yeah, hey kids. And it wasn't really that funny. Once the second act started, I started to become more invested in the characters. During the third act, it really tied itself together and started to make a lot more sense. And by the end, all the grown-ups in the audience were wiping tears from their eyes, including me and my BFF. It isn't crude, it's family-friendly. Children will probably find it slow and boring at times. The moral of the film might go over a child's head, but there is plenty of humor and subject matter aimed at children. For a kids' movie that John Krasinski wrote for his own children, there were a lot of grown-up themes involved. Kaylee Fleming and Ryan Reynolds and Steve Carell were mondo. The rest of the film was a very high meh, which for a kids' movie is high praise for me.
Yeah, indeed.
Indeed.
Sorry, you said George Clooney. Are you talking about Rosemary Clooney's nephew?
That's
Yes.
the one.
Oh, okay.
That's why
you
you're
gotta be.
confused.
You gotta be.
You got
No, I don't.
You gotta be more specific.
Only for you.
Because I'm like, who the hell is George
Who's
Clooney?
George-
And then I remembered, you know what? I think that might be Rosemary Clooney's nephew, which is really how you should refer to him, I think, so people know who you're talking
It's
about.
kind of like when you're talking about Ben Affleck, Murray. You should say
Matt
pretty
Damon's
much
buddy?
Matt Damon's buddy, the one who can't act.
Whatever.
That's the one. That's
or just call him Mr. J-Lo.
Or you could
Yeah.
call him
Which,
accurately
news alert, apparently.
the finest
the
actor
marriage
of
is over.
mine or
I
anybody
heard that.
else's generation, Mr. Ben
Apparently
Affleck.
Yeah.
J-Lo is moving on to another man already.
well, you know
And-
what?
and-
She's probably tired of his bad acting.
Why would I care what J-Lo's doing? Who the hell is J-Lo?
Because you care about the guy she's married to.
That's right.
I don't.
How
Who's she
deeply-
married to?
Are you deeply caring about
No, he doesn't.
Ben Affleck in his personal life?
No,
I
he
could
doesn't.
care less about his personal
He
life.
doesn't
We've been
care.
over this, Jim. I don't care about anybody's personal life. It has no bearing on anything that I look at. It has no bearing on my opinions about them in any way. It's their ability to act.
All right, well, let's talk about If that Ben Affleck was not in.
Not in.
No.
As far as I know.
But Rosemary Clooney's nephew was.
Well, he wasn't in much either.
in a very
but-
small bit part.
Yeah.
So kids films, rated G kid films, are not normally films that we actually go and see or even review. In fact, if it's a kid film, we actually have a rule that we don't see them. In this case, it is a kids film that transcends kids films and makes it into that special category of fantasy family films, say that 5 times fast, in the vein of The Wizard of Oz or Labyrinth, and now also If. This film is actually a little too heavy for most of the kids that go to see this. Yep. And I know this because more than half of them were like all at the same time saying in the cinema, "What the fuck just happened?"
Which you don't usually hear from a 4-year-old.
That's right. But they were like, "What the fuck is happening, mommy?" Then 5 minutes later, there was this one genius kid in the cinema that stood up and said, "Oh, I get it. They actually M. Night Shyamalama ding-donged us."
Yeah.
And then I'm like, that's
He
right.
actually got it before
That's
I
right,
did.
genius. Well, it wasn't exactly those words, but it was exactly that. But he shared it with the entire cinema.
Yeah.
Well, that was nice of him.
Yeah, it was very nice because all the kids were kind of going like, "What the fuck's going on? I don't get it."
Yeah, all
What's-
the other kids were
what's
yelling
happening?"
stuff out, so why shouldn't
Yeah, it was like a giant party in your house. That's one thing you have to get used to in a cinema full of kids and parents. Kids asking questions and moms trying to go shh,
Trying to control them, basically.
and whisper what's happening. So that was kind of fun, actually. I was fully enjoying this experience, which made me already my cry babying blubberfest cry even more. Because for the last 20 minutes of this, I didn't do anything but cry. I don't want to tell any spoilers in this, but it is a film about imaginary friends or
Yes.
ifs.
Yep.
I'm not sure if that's giving anything away. A young lady who's 12, as Murray's already said, who loses her mom at a very young age, and at 12 goes back to her family home where her grandma lives, and her dad has to go to special treatments at the hospital.
What does that mean?
We don't know.
I don't know.
They didn't really talk about
No,
why
was
he
in the
was
hospital
even in
at the start of
there.
the movie. He never left.
Yeah,
so-
they didn't.
But yeah, she was on her own pretty much because the grandmother didn't really care where she went.
Well, I think the grandma was just allowing her to probably go through what she was
A
going
12-year-old just wander around the big city.
through. Yeah. There is so much going on in this film.
There is.
Emotionally.
Surprisingly, there is.
And for our lead, Kaylee Fleming, who plays Bea, spelled B-E-A, and the story they build for all of these magical and fun, and had all 10 adults bawling their eyes out by the end of this film. This film is heavy, it's lighthearted, it's warm, and oh yeah, it's also not a kid's movie, Bryce.
No.
It's also a Mondo. I freaking love this film.
I almost.
My rule is
I went like just one row below Mondo.
Yeah,
it was almost just it was a kids movie. I
I-
can't give a kids movie a Mondo.
well, see,
See?
it's not a kids movie.
Well.
It's it is a fantasy movie, which I am a huge fan of. And for these type of movies, it was the same thing with Up for me. Like the first 20 minutes of Up, I was crying.
It was like
the
Up.
last 20 minutes of this one, I was crying.
Yeah.
And if you can bring me to tears in a motherfucking kids rated G movie, which really isn't a kids movie, this is a family movie that parents will be able to talk about grief and all of the things that kids from a young age don't get yet.
The thing that I actually didn't write down, but I want to mention is, Jim and I are old. And
as fuck.
Yeah. And, back when we were kids, we didn't have video games and, maybe 3 channels on TV.
I had Pong.
You had Pong? I didn't even have
I
that.
had Pong.
I was in a small town. Yeah, but you're not old.
You just went and bought Pong.
I'm just saying, we didn't have a lot of toys. We didn't have a lot of
we had sticks and rocks.
Devices. We had, go play outside.
That's right.
So, yes, we had to use our imaginations.
And our imaginary friends.
And that, I think, is maybe one of the problems of this movie is kids today don't need to use imaginations because they have devices in front of them
that can make them
24/7.
Yeah.
So, it's great that they have the latest technology, but they stopped using their imaginations, and this movie had a very good message about that. It's like it's always okay to use your imagination.
Yeah, it was. There was so much going on in this movie that that's how I know it's not a kids movie because almost every kid and there was a lot of kids.
This was a sort of child who, by the way, was like 17. According to the IMDb, she wasn't actually 12.
But in the movie, she was 12,
but she wasn't actually that young. But
it's probably why she was such a good actor.
Yeah,
actually.
for sure.
Yeah.
But it had enough adults in it to make it go, and just some of the voices. I mean, Lou Gossett Jr. in his last role ever. I think he died.
Richard Jenkins was so awesome.
Jenkins.
His character
didn't even recognize that voice.
He even looked like Richard Jenkins in the thing, so they nailed it.
What's her name? Amy Schumer, who was a gummy bear that basically had a flatulence problem.
Yeah. Bryce
it was funny.
Yeah. So here's my suggestion.
You're
Bryce.
making it sound worse and worse, by the way. The more you guys talk.
You should go. You should see it when it comes out.
All right, whatever.
Wait, it's out now.
I'll probably see it.
Go see it tonight after this podcast.
That's right.
All right. So Strangers Chapter 1. Bryce, did you get to see Strangers Chapter 1?
No.
All right.
Of course not.
I didn't think you did. All right. So Strangers Chapter 1. Is Tamara motherfucking finally home? Oh, sorry. Tamara.
Was she in the first one too?
She's in every one.
Was that? I don't remember.
They're always asking for Tamara.
They asked for her in the first one too.
Every single one. Huh. And I was promised I was finally going to know who the motherfuck was. Tamara. Sorry, it's not Tamara. It's Tamara.
We know it, Tamara.
Yeah. Exactly. But we don't know a Tamara.
We don't know a Tamara.
No.
Though it's spelled the same.
It is. It's true. But I guess this is going to be a trilogy, if this makes money, maybe. So maybe we will find that out in the third one. I'm not sure why they basically remade the first one, but that's exactly what we did with this film, which was made in 2008.
Yeah.
And was apparently too vintage of a film quality and wasn't. I'm confused why they remade this. It made no sense.
I don't know. And it's supposed to be chapter 1 of this trilogy, but it didn't take place before the original. Because they had all the latest technology. Yeah,
it's almost like it's like a reboot, and they wanted to do.
It totally was.
And the story. Now it's not an exact remake of the first one because there is a few differences in it, but it's basically the same story.
Yeah.
Also, not sure why, there is a thing about small towns in the middle of nowhere, which seems to be a common theme in these movies, where they have to make everybody a suspect. They go to the diner and everyone is staring and they're trying to build some kind of evil town or something. Because my experience in small towns is that they are as friendly as fuck. You go into a small town,
I grew up in a small town.
Everybody says
Everybody's
hi.
Friendly.
This happens way too many times in movies, and so I'm really calling it out for being stupid.
Oh, totally.
Stop going to small towns and making them look they're
bad.
all fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Because it's not a thing.
Yeah.
And it didn't make the film more surprising or scary. So once I got past this fact that this didn't need to be made at all, I tried to get myself into the movie. So here are the good things about it. The suspense is very well done. The atmosphere throughout the film, the up-close angles of the bad guys and the confrontations in person with the bad guys and the good guys was also very well done. The bad things would be PGI horror. The people who make bad decisions, like when shit goes wrong, don't run to the forest. Get on the road and start running to town. Or when someone is chopping the bathroom door down, break the fucking window and go out the window.
Out the other way.
Yeah, like the whole time.
Just wait for him to get in.
He's breaking through the door in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And so what are they doing? And then it's funny because after that she looks at the window and goes, "Oh, there's a window right there."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you knew there was a window because you ran in to the bathroom looking at the window.
Looking for a way out.
It's like, no. What were you expecting to do? Like he breaks it. That part was completely dumb. Just break the window and get the fuck out. This film didn't need to be made, which angers me all of the time, because why can't they just make an original story like the rest of the world seems to have no problem doing?
Yeah, no, Americans don't do that.
We are now getting a trilogy. If this one makes money,
we are, because according to IMDb,
they're already
the
made?
director, Rennie Harlan, who made that terrible Pirates movie,
Yep.
he made all three at the same time. So all three are already done.
So
they're already in the can.
So even if this one doesn't
Even if
make
this one
any money,
tanks, they're still going to release the other two because they've already made them.
which
It might be direct to video, but they're still going to release them.
Yeah, well, that
Anyway.
may be what happens.
Anyway.
The story is exactly the same as the original.
Yep.
It was a little better than the original, in my opinion, for the suspense building.
The original Liv Tyler in it.
But come on, could they please murder more people already?
Yeah.
I did like seeing the little Mormon kids in it again from the first one. So I guess,
Mormon kids?
yeah, those little
Guys with the
Mormon
mask?
kids. No, the little Mormon kids that they showed them near the end of the movie. They were on their bikes.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, so those ones are in the original first one. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess this gets a meh for the Mormons
Really?
and for the suspense. Yeah, I wasn't happy that they remade it, but it was better than the first one. And I did rewatch both the originals before I watched this.
Yeah.
It was meh. It was
But the first one had Luke Wilson.
yeah. So it still wasn't
And it
that
had
good.
Liv Tyler, too. Who's on our
Yeah,
list.
unfortunately, she's just unwatchable.
Yeah. You're being way too generous.
Which is
by the way.
apparently is true, because when's the last time you saw Liv Tyler in a movie?
Never. She doesn't do them anymore.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
She's waiting.
Why is that?
She's waiting for her dad to die so she can get all his money.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Okay. I have one important question.
What's that?
Is it a horror film if nobody dies?
Somebody died.
Like 2 people. One was an accident.
Well, one of them died. We don't know if the other one. Oh, sorry, we're giving away a spoiler.
Well, no, like-
oh wait, watch the first movie. You'll know already know what
Exactly.
happens.
No, 2 of them died, but the one was not killed by the mask freaks. So that was an accident. But anyway. Yeah, spoiler alert. That was a thought that was running through my head while I was watching this.
So do you think it
When
was
is
more of a
someone going to
thriller?
be killed?
Do you think it was more of a thriller then?
It had to be, because it sure as hell wasn't a horror movie.
Yeah.
Besides that running through my head, also, in the back row were a bunch of teenagers who thought it would be funny to use a laser pointer on the screen during the slow parts
That's pretty funny.
for the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
I had some murderous thoughts about them, I can tell you.
What?
And it wouldn't have taken 90 minutes to get it done, I can tell you that.
Sounds
We
hilarious.
complained to the management and got some free passes out of it, which
Woo!
is more than anybody else who was in that screening got.
No, there was another couple that also got it.
There was a couple that complained. I don't know if they got passes.
Yeah, no,
though.
they got passes too.
Okay. Anyway,
yeah.
so I digress. As people may know, I don't like horror films, especially slasher type films. If they basically start at a rage for me and have to work themselves up to a meh if they're not completely stupid. This one didn't even make it there. It was basically a remake of the original, which I barely liked.
So you thought this one was worse than the original?
I don't even remember the first one.
Oh, okay.
I remember seeing the first one in the theater. I didn't see the
First
second
one
one.
wasn't that bad.
This one was better than the first
90 minutes and almost no kills. Yes, there were some suspenseful moments.
But that's what this movie is. It's all about the suspense and the creepiness and the. But I didn't see it.
It was
but
too slow.
No, movies are always not slow enough. So
Yeah,
I'm
for
gonna guess I'm
you-
actually gonna like. I gotta go watch this.
If I had gone with you guys like a 10 o'clock screening, guaranteed I would have been asleep in the first
He
5
would've,
minutes.
yeah.
What?
Guaranteed. Not enough action. Anyway,
That doesn't sound right.
there was some suspenseful moments and a couple that actually made us jump a little bit. There were just too many stupid moments that ruined the experience. For example,
stupid moments.
she's
are bad.
already scared, but decides to get high anyway
Well, that's why
to make
would
her even more paranoid.
Ah,
Yeah,
nah,
who smokes weed when you're paranoid already? Nobody
And
does.
alone.
Yeah.
Then she plays the piano, but a record is already playing. They also make a ton of unnecessary noise when they are hiding and trying to be quiet.
Yeah, it's like, let's...
Using lights and lighters in dark spaces when you are trying to hide. Yelling each other's names as you run through the forest. The biggest one for me was running away into the dark woods after a car crash. Spoiler alert, yeah, like they almost get away and then the bad guys crash into them and kill their vehicle, so they run off into the forest. Meanwhile, the bad guy's truck is sitting there running with the door open. It's stupid crap like that makes me hate horror films. Of course it's a rage. The only thing I enjoyed was spending time with my homeboy Jim.
Yes, we had fun. It was a good afternoon
no,
outing
it was
on
stupid.
as we celebrated the Queen's
Queen's
birthday
yeah.
or death day.
Well, she's dead now.
Yeah, so is it a death day we celebrate for Victoria Day or a birthday?
Well, actually, yeah, the last queen was Elizabeth, so the one before that was Victoria. She died a long time ago.
Yeah, so but and
We
what
still
are we
celebrate her
What are we
life.
celebrating it for?
I don't know.
Like,
Because we used to be a Commonwealth.
can we not change this? Because it sounds pretty colonial.
I'm
If
pretty sure they were
we're
celebrating that
celebrating-
before we were a country, so I guess
Ah.
it just stuck in the books.
Yeah, but I just don't.
It's
get
just
it.
a long weekend. That's the only excuse.
Well, then change it to
excuse
something
to drink
else.
and go camping in the snow.
Call it camping weekend in May.
There you go.
Right?
Anyway,
Because that's
yeah.
what you did, Bryce.
I did.
Yeah. No, it was.
It was
you were,
cold.
You were in the
Of course,
woods.
it was.
Almost as cold as
Well,
this basement.
you were
in
not
Bryce's
alone because, at least half of the city that we live in were out in the mountains
Yeah,
trying
we
to
got-
go camping as well.
Plus-
And they got all the rain that you did.
house. We got snow.
I don't remember
Yeah.
snow.
It was,
It was the
to be,
beginning of the
To be fair, it
weekend.
wasn't that bad. The first night was
still.
was
But the thing
not
is,
great,
it's
but
like
after
that
it was
every May long weekend.
It's cold.
It
It's
has not
colder
been-
in my house than it was in the tent for the
We hasn't
second
been nice
2
and
nights.
sunny in a May long weekend in I don't know how many years
Yeah.
since I moved here.
It's not a thing in Calgary. It's just not a thing.
No.
We just get used to it.
Yeah.
All right, so the last movie that I know I saw, Bryce, did you get to see this movie?
Which movie was that?
Back to Black.
I did see this movie.
Oh, I thought you
Wow.
might have saw that with Kim.
That was
before
one I thought
left.
you didn't want to see.
All right. Well, let me tell you about Back to Black.
Yeah, please do.
Biopics. The amount of times I saw this trailer leading up to seeing this, and every time I kept thinking the whole time, I really am not looking forward to this film. The story starts and everything seemed staged and contrived, including the dialogue and the pacing and pretty much the whole story. The whole time, I'm not connected to Amy at all, and I didn't connect to anyone the entire film, but mostly because, it's her film, but
Okay.
mostly not with her. And they don't really build her character at all through the entire film. This film should have drawn me in, and based on the story they told, it should have felt anything. And I should have felt anything. Or at least something. By the time we got to the end, I felt nothing. The only one that I actually connected with at all was her Nan, quote unquote. I didn't really see how she got to this point of her being an addict that wasn't developed either. She came off at the beginning of the film as the type of person who didn't take shit from anyone and quickly seemed to lose her identity. Maybe that's what happened and they wanted us to feel that way, but it felt off and didn't feel connected at all. It felt disjointed. I got bored and it was way too long and did not make me want to download her album. And for me, a biopic about a musician, when I walk out of that film, if I've connected to anything, I want to download their entire content and I want to listen to it. Didn't feel that at all. So maybe if you're an Amy fan, this will work for you. But for me, this film didn't change my mind about the feelings from when I saw the trailer a million times. Only now I had over 2 hours of this trailer in a film. From what I understand of Amy Winehouse's life, there isn't a way in hell this should have been a rated G film, and that's exactly what it was.
What?
This biopic was rated motherfucking G. It was the same
I thought it was
rating.
a drama. I think it was a biopic.
It's a biopic.
No, but it's a but they actually cast somebody as her.
Yes, but it
wasn't like it was.
but that
was a bunch of footage of her.
No, but that's what a
real.
biopic is, Murray. It's an actual biography of, and it's a film. So that's what we got. We got a rated G version of
it shouldn't
Amy
have been G,
Winehouse's
that's for sure.
life, which there's no way in hell. So there isn't a G in Mondo, and there isn't a G in Meh. But you know where there is a G?
Why are you saying it was rated G?
It's a rage because it was rated G. Go on
Rated-
IMDb.
It's rated 14A.
Well, it was rated G when I looked at it when I went there. so-
Stop quoting me IMDb. It's driving me insane because IMDb is about as accurate as...
It should be accurate.
It's not.
It's the Internet Movie
Yeah,
Database.
it's as accurate as Wikipedia is.
No.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. It's not rated G, Jim.
All right. Well, it felt like it was rated G.
Was there any swearing in it?
There's maybe a swearing. I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
Did they show her ODing on drugs?
No.
Then it,
Yeah, and
then it's a G-
there was
then
also
it's a
some
G.
nudity in it.
Brief nudity.
Yeah, that's not G. You
Still felt G to me.
Oh my God.
Everything that you would imagine from someone who has her history, that anybody knows anything about Amy Winehouse, this was a painted version of that.
Yeah,
we
no,
got
it was-
no
it was-
reality whatsoever.
It was odd. I went in not knowing anything about her.
See, I went in
zero.
knowing a lot about her.
I knew
'Cause
nothing.
unlike Murray, I am a bit of an Amy Winehouse
know.
fan.
There you go. Yeah, I didn't know. I had heard that one song. Apparently, it's called the Rehab song. That's the only song in the whole film that was recognizable to me. So I went in not knowing a thing, and I came out really not knowing a thing.
Yeah, because they
'Cause
made
there was-
no development.
There was no character development. We needed to know how she got from point A to point B.
Yes, thank you.
And they kind of skipped that journey a little bit. We were at point A, then all of a sudden we were at point B, and it's like, okay, what happened?
So the movie starts. She's already famous.
No. She's getting there though, but
Yeah.
we have no idea why she is the way she is, and and that's a problem because
that's a big part of who
Yeah.
you should know
Yeah.
about this person.
No, you should.
You just know
should
that
know what was going on in
but
her life.
you know
line-
they did highlight they did a kind
she's
of
not a Spice Girl.
yeah she's no Spice Girl, but I don't know. But yeah, they highlighted all the positive things, and they glazed over a lot of stuff. Like I don't like they must have because I have no idea
About anything.
Like I went
Yeah.
in knowing very little about her, and I still know very little about her. And if that's not the job of a biopic,
You know what? I don't think that the thought that you and I have about what a biopic is and what the biopics that we're getting shown is. I think that there's a disconnect between what we think a biopic should be and what we actually get.
At the very
Because
least,
they don't
usually
want to tarnish the image of whoever they're doing it on.
Yeah. At the very least, I went into this not knowing too much about her, so I'm usually severely annoyed at timelines in biopics because they kind of move
'cause you know
timelines
stuff,
around
yeah.
in order to make their picture go in the direction they want.
Make movie magic.
And in this case, at least I didn't know anything, so there's probably stuff that was out of order. I have no idea, but that made it better.
I guarantee you know more than I do about her.
She seems like she was a talented young lady. She was definitely troubled, and I'm not sure how she exactly got there though. She's obviously got some alcohol issues and some drug issues, and that's once again, it's like one day one day she's wearing a little sweater and she's talking to her nan, and and the next thing she's like drinking like a fish, and I was like,
Throwing
okay, so
up
what
on
happened in between? why
Yeah.
It's like no time passed, and all of a sudden she's like a different person, and then she's a different person again. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
so what? I don't know. It just didn't do it
There
for
was
me.
nothing really was connected. Like it didn't feel none of it felt natural to me.
Yeah.
Like it was just they had to get these points into the biopic. So they just went, okay, we need a point there. She's in love with this dude who's obviously sexy or something, and because they had some
their relationship was weird too. Like, I didn't understand. Like, I maybe there is nothing to understand. I mean, maybe nobody understood, but I didn't understand why they were together. I didn't understand anything. Like, nothing,
nothing happened that made
I don't want to be
think,
force-fed stuff and just, spoon-fed stuff, I should actually say. But at the same time, I'm just very confused. But it was kind of a bummer.
In other words, if you want to know about Amy Winehouse, wait for an actual documentary about it.
Yeah, I think there is a documentary.
Yeah,
Watch that one instead.
Called Amy. Yeah. I will say this: that the biopic makes me want to watch the documentary
to know what actually
just to know what actually happened. Because
but that's not the sign of a good biopic. That
no,
just means
it's not.
You just go, this person's talented. She sold the most records by a British singer, a female singer in the U.S. So that part we know.
I'm just trying to decide if I hated this or not. I was disappointed in it because I wanted to learn more.
But most biopics, you are a rage. So you're kind of like with Murray. He goes into horror movies with them already having a rage, and that's usually with you with biopics.
They got to impress me.
Did it pull you out of your normal complaint? Just assume that they didn't have everything in order, because they probably didn't.
No, they probably didn't.
All biopics don't. So just imagine that happened. You knew everything about, and then you're gonna go. So rate it as a rage, and then when you see the biopic, the actual,
then I can adjust
my
rating
adjust your
accordingly.
rating on our. We'll change the rating.
You know what?
On our website.
I actually enjoyed the music in it.
Because she's pretty talented.
Yeah, and I there were some things I enjoyed.
They didn't write those songs; she did.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that the actress that played her was fairly impressive because she actually sang the songs and everything.
Yeah,
Did she sound like Amy Winehouse?
A little bit, yeah.
And so,
but I mean, she was talented. Again, doesn't make it a good biopic.
No, I'm not saying it's a good biopic, but I'm not. You know what? It wasn't a rage. It was meh.
All right, well, you're gonna change. $5 says he changes his mind.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna watch the doc, Amy.
Yep.
At some point in the next
5 years.
No, I'm giving myself like 6 weeks.
We're coming up on our 5th anniversry.
Within 6 weeks, I'll tell you if I'm keeping my mare or not when I learn a little more about her.
All right. Well, and you can just look on our website.
I'm going to tell you this though. This movie maybe can't be a rage because it makes me want to watch the biopic.
Not me. I'd already seen the biopic.
Well, there you go.
It didn't make me want to download her music, so it. And that alone is the measurement of a rage for me when I come out of a biopic.
There you go.
Or I didn't want to go and learn any more.
I did learn something. She wore a lot of eye makeup.
There you go. Yeah. Pretty much her whole character was developed for you.
There you go. It's all about the eye makeup.
Okay, good.
It was meh.
Yeah, okay.
Nice. Oh, baby. You're giving us the good stuff today, Murr? What do you got? What do you got?
Maybe.
Mix it up. Are you doing Amy Winehouse?
You know what?
No,
I want Happy Murr back. If I get one more angry Merman minute,
well, then
I'm gonna
stop making me
it.
angry, and you won't get him anymore.
Quit poking the bear.
It's like
exactly.
Jeez.
You provoke me. I think just to piss me off.
I don't provoke anybody.
Now you're both provoking me. Let's get on with this Merman minute.
Okay. Now that I don't have any movie channels or streaming services,
yes, you're watching
my
cable.
options for viewing are limited.
Yeah, you already said that last week.
One that is left is a Canadian TV channel that shows mostly old game shows, but also 2 movies a night.
2 movies a night.
2 movies a night.
And they're
you're in
edited
heaven.
for TV.
That are mostly uncut except for the commercial break.
Oh.
You know, like they had F-bombs, they
What?
didn't drop content.
So this is CBC?
No.
Oh.
It's a
Game TV.
show.
Oh, game.
Is it Game
I thought that
TV or
was
what's it called?
I thought that was CBC.
Game TV.
That's what comes with basic cable, Bryce.
Oh,
Does that
the
come
basic
with?
package.
You don't have to pay extra for Game TV?
No,
What
that's
a
one of the ones they
bonus.
include.
That's almost a reason
Life
to
is
get
good,
game.
my
That's
friend.
right. I got 2 movies
See, that's
every
why.
night.
That's why he's got the joy this week.
That's right.
Nice.
He's got the joy.
Anyway, yeah, it has 2 movies a night, except for commercials. It's pretty much uncut. So I've seen a lot. It is what it is, and I sometimes get a chance to watch a movie that I missed. when it was in theaters, or I never bothered to go to in the first place.
All
This
right.
week, it was Collateral.
Oh my freaking gosh.
Directed by Michael Mann,
Mhm.
starring Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx.
I didn't
Both
hate
of those
Collateral.
guys I like.
I like this movie.
I guess the movie just
What
didn't
are you looking at me for?
didn't appeal to me at the time, so I didn't go to it. Now that I've seen it, I don't think I missed out.
What? I liked it.
Exactly.
Here comes my unpopular opinion.
What?
I didn't like it.
There you go.
I liked it.
While
I also
there were
didn't
some
like
car
it.
chases and fight scenes
Yeah, I
that
didn't
were
like those.
enjoyable,
Those sucked.
I had a lot of issues with it. So here goes.
Here's the issues.
Let's talk about the hair.
The hair was great.
Wow. Tom Cruise had a really bad bleach blonde crew cut.
It looked good.
And it still wasn't as bad as Mark Ruffalo with the greasy hair and the bad goatee and mustache.
Yes.
Wait, right, that's right. The potato himself
Potato
was in
was
this?
in it
Oh.
for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
he
He's a
was.
fine thespian.
I think this was when I started my beliefs of his
Maybe.
potatoing.
Next up.
Hey,
uh,
how good was he in
Yeah, well.
Poor Things?
Poor
anyway,
Things?
there you
So yeah, he was good in that. That's it.
Whatever. He's good in everything.
He's still a potato.
You're a potato.
It's true.
yeah, just bad hair all around. After,
Bad hair is what makes movies worth watching.
No, it doesn't. Next up, after the first guy falls out of the window and crashes onto the roof of the cab,
Yes.
they continue to drive around in it.
Of course they did.
No wonder they got pulled over.
Yeah, well.
Way to be inconspicuous, Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
It would have been better off to ditch the car and steal another one.
Yeah.
Lazy writing.
Exactly.
I just didn't have time.
The shootout at the club.
Yes.
God. Mr. Inconspicuous himself decides to try to kill somebody in a crowded nightclub
Right.
with hundreds of witnesses.
Like John Wick style?
Sometimes you gotta get your kill
of
on.
course, the cops find him there.
Well, yeah.
After everybody exchanges bullets,
Yeah.
Cruz manages to walk out unscathed.
She's
Kills
Tom Cruise.
most of the cops and escapes with Fox,
What? Wait a minute.
who was actually in police protection at the time.
What is
Yes.
actually going on right now? Because usually when we're talking about Tom Cruise, Murray's got a Tom boner,
I love me some
and
Tom
Bryce
Cruise.
and Bryce is like Tom Cruise sucks.
They just can't insult my intelligence.
This is like a twist of fate.
This one did.
It's almost like a Lee
Tom-
John song.
Every
going
now
on.
and then, Tom Cruise has a gem like
Next
Collateral.
up, we have Jason Statham,
Yeah.
one of the world's biggest action stars.
Yes.
Makes a 30-second cameo at the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
And what happens? Nothing.
Yeah.
What a wasted opportunity. Thought he was going to like kill him in the airport or something, but he did. He just
Yeah.
walked past him. Like, what's the point of casting him if you're not going to have him in a fight scene or something? That was just stupid.
Psych.
Exactly. Can't always get what you want.
He didn't
but
even
if
show
you
up
try
later on. If he showed up at
sometimes,
the
you
end of
might
the movie,
find
then
you get what
kicked
you
Tom
need.
Cruise's ass, then I would have been okay. That was foreshadowing.
Bitch
but
slapped Tom
It
Cruise.
was
Come on.
nothing. It was nothing.
Well, because Jason Statham's is 3 inches taller than Tom Cruise.
Yeah, they can't
That's
have
also
them standing
true.
side
You
by
can't have them
side.
then why put him in the movie? You could have cast anybody for that 30 seconds. They didn't even have any lines.
They could have had.
Whatever.
They should have had-
They need Stallone and Tom Cruise to
Whatever.
make a movie together because then
Yes.
they don't have to have like funny angles so people
you
look
go.
Or
the
you
same
get Peter
height.
Dinklage and Tom Cruise.
It might
Yeah, that
still
would be
happen.
good too. And Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
And then, of
They
course,
should remake Three Amigos
Next.
together.
in one of the biggest moments in the film, there's a huge car crash of the already damaged taxi.
Yes, there was.
And guess what?
Yeah,
The bad guy walks away from that one too.
of course he does.
I don't care who you are. Nobody just walks away from a rollover.
I don't
with
know why
not-
you have a problem
not
with any of
even
this. It's
a
an action
scratch.
movie. Check your brain at the
Lazy
door,
writing.
buddy.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling you, but you don't do it.
This is the best story I've ever heard in my life.
Okay, then during the final scenes, Cruz manages to cut the power to one floor
Yeah.
with an axe at a power box.
Wait, sorry.
One floor?
He chose one floor.
He chose the floor they were on, and he went to where the elevator, like the elevator room or whatever, and he used an axe and he chopped at the box and
only one floor,
cut the
yeah.
power to the floor they were
was
on. The rest of the building was fine.
Wait, was this
And the
You
elevator
don't-
still worked.
You don't know there isn't 57 other rooms for
was
the.
there
No.
was there like 57 power boxes?
Yes.
One for every.
It was one on every floor, I assume, but yeah, that was
Must have been.
stupid. And the
Ah,
elevator still worked.
you're being awfully picky,
this-
Murray.
Just
This
saying,
science
it insulted
is
my
awesome.
intelligence.
Wait, was this a part of the Fast and the Furious franchise?
No, but
Fast and the
maybe they got
Furious
some ideas
Collateral?
from it. Then we got the final showdown between Fox and Cruise on the train.
Yes.
Spoiler alert, Fox wins in the end.
Yeah, of course he does. He's a good guy.
Cruise played a
Kinda.
trained hitman.
Yeah.
Fox is a cab driver with no fighting skills
Oh, yeah.
or experience even firing a gun.
Yeah, but he's the good guy.
Unless they left out the fact that Fox's character was a retired special forces guy or something. Like, WTF? Like,
Nobody kills Tom Cruise.
well, yeah, but this case they actually did.
Oh,
But
yeah, because
some cab driver who
Adrenaline
had
kicked
no
in.
like if they got into a fist fight, Cruise would have kicked his ass.
Just chopped him in the neck
But
once.
no.
they're pretty
Anyway.
close to
He
the
would have
same
punched.
height.
He would have punched up into his neck.
It's not
And
it's not like Jamie
finally-
Foxx is a Goliath.
I'm sure some people like this film, just not me.
Yeah, I'm on Team Murray on this
I
one.
would give it just slightly above a Rage, and I love almost the entire catalog of Tom Cruise.
That's right. He
This
does.
one-
This is good.
You know what? This was the best Merman Minute that I could have experienced in a long time.
I like
And he even brought the
Collateral.
rage. It's good. I loved it. Well, he brought the low man.
The little man.
Nice.
But I entertained you anyway, so that's the important thing.
That was so good.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Sweet, sweet rage. How I love you so.
All right. If some of you remember that listen to our podcast, which I know there's at least
A couple.
a couple of you, you remember not that long ago, I was dared to see a legacy film
Tron?
that starred the dude.
Tron, yeah.
Yeah. So my rage
Oh, they're
this
making another
week-
one.
Yeah. So yeah. Spoiler alert: they're making a fucking third
They are.
Tron. First off, the first movie is
With Jeff
terrible,
Bridges.
and they remake it. The second one is also so unwatchable and terrible that you've got the dude in it. And now he's coming back for a third version of this fucking Tron movie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how many times I have to say this. Hollywood is a train wreck of awful. There's basically nothing that is happening in Hollywood that I am excited about one iota. Because everything now, they're not even making an effort to write original anything. The only people that are doing anything original is A24. I think all the other studios should be shut down from lack of content and just fucking end it all. The fact that they're putting Tron 3 out is beyond infuriating to me. I just can't fucking believe it. It's so awful. That's my rage this week. When I saw that trailer, I'm like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
I didn't see the trailer. I just read that they were making another one.
I will watch the trailer,
And
Murray.
it's like, yeah, like he was old as shit in the last one, and that was like what 10 years ago or something. He's only getting older.
It's unwatchable, so this one is also going to be unwatchable.
Sure.
First one, I had to go back and rewatch, and I only made it halfway
Well,
through.
the first one I just remember the video game. I didn't even remember seeing the movie. I just,
video
I
game?
remember playing the video game.
The video game was good.
It was. You
Should have left it with that.
Had like the 4 different areas. You go to each one. Pick which one you want to go.
That's
to.
right.
I liked it.
I think Bryce only liked one of those areas.
I like the bike one.
Yeah, the
I
bike.
sucked at it.
That's the bike is the best one.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
Tron
the
3.
video game.
Tron
Oh.
3, the video game.
Yeah, Tron video
With the
game.
dude.
The only thing I liked in Tron the video game was actually the one where you do the little lasers and it's like breakout.
Oh, you
Oh.
didn't like the bike?
No,
the
I didn't
bike
like
one.
the bike. Oh yeah, no, the bike one was good too. It was
Yeah,
like
that's
it was
what
like
we're talking
Snafu.
about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
where you have like a what do you call it?
Yeah,
a
it
trail
was-
behind you.
it
and
was
you have to
Snafu.
trap- It's to trap the guy so he
Yeah.
crashes into it.
I think Snafu came first though.
I never heard of that.
Ripped
Yeah.
off Snafu.
Well,
Anyway.
because guess what? It's made by Disney. They have no original ideas.
And you know what else I remember?
Okay, what were the other games? And the disc game. That was good
Yeah,
too.
the disc one too, yeah.
Yeah, they were all good.
You know
What are you talking about?
What I remember
We're talking
is,
that you're the idiot that said it
Yeah.
wasn't good in the first place. And Ray and I were saying it was good.
I disagree with myself.
There you go.
I
I
remember,
think they were all
When
good.
he's actually listening and thinking about what's going on around him, he sometimes
Yeah.
wakes up.
I remember back then, not even seeing the movie, but the merchandising was like everywhere. I had like the collector cups and toys of a movie I hadn't even seen because they were freaking everywhere.
You know, of all the things that infuriate me, one thing that brings me joy is when they bring out these plastic toys that fill with popcorn, and now they're
Yeah.
bringing in things where you reach inside someone's ass to grab popcorn. That alone is worth the price of admission.
That actually
to some of
happened
these
on
crappy
Monday.
movies.
We went to see If, of course, theater full of kids, and I just wanted to get something to drink. But we managed to get a lineup that wasn't too busy. Up on the top shelf, I saw Grimace from McDonald's. I'm like, isn't that Grimace? I'm like, no, that's from If. I'm like, oh. I'm like, what's it doing up there? I turn the thing around, and you pull out his back and put popcorn in his ass and eat it from there. And I'm like, really?
Yum, yum, yum.
I wonder how much the parents had to pay for that thing.
You know what? The important thing is that when you go to a movie theater nowadays, you can just eat some ass.
All about the merchandising.
Yum, 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 yum.
As the great Mel Brooks would say.
Yep.
Merchandising.
Mel Brooks is a god. He still is. He's still
Is he
alive.
still alive? I don't know. He's like 100.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know. I
Was
guess
it that you didn't get to see a movie with the Murray and
times of
I?
wasting.
no. That's
You
not
had a
it.
whole Monday where we could have been watching movies together, and you weren't there to be a part of it.
I was in southeastern BC.
Freezing your ass off.
No, not really. Just the first night. The Saturday night was brutal up in Dearborn. Oof, it was cold up
Sounds
there.
terrible.
Michigan?
It was up further in the mountains, and it was
Chili peppers.
-1 overnight. So not terrible, but you know.
Well, didn't you guys create some camping friction, if you know what I'm talking about? Get y'all warmed up?
I mean,
I don't know what you're talking
two in a sleeping bag kind of action?
Yeah, exactly.
about. Sorry, what were we talking? Oh, it's my rage.
Yeah,
Your rage.
Do you have a rage?
If you have, we're just stalling for time here.
Okay, you know what? Here's my rage.
Okay, let's have it.
I get a bag.
Is it also Tron 3?
No, I get a bag of popcorn from the movies.
Yes, yes.
I shake it twice.
Yes.
And I no longer have a bag of popcorn. I have 2/3 of a bag of popcorn.
What?
Can you not just
Are you
shake
messy?
it like a little bit and then pack it in and give me a full bag of popcorn instead of like 90% air?
You know, that is a pretty
'Cause
terrible rage.
You're charging me like what? I don't even
'Cause
know,
usually-
$7-8 for this bag of popcorn. You can't
know-
fill the thing.
You know the rule. You're trying to support the cinemas, so that's
I'm
the-
trying to support cinemas. It doesn't
and
cost them nothing to
Pretty
give me
sure
a
at
little
least
extra popcorn.
Pretty sure at least one of them you get a free refill with a large one.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you must have been to Cineplex then.
Yeah, well, Cineplex. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I get a free refill or not. You know what? Here's the thing. I don't want a free refill. I just want the first bag to be full. I don't need a free refill.
Well,
in fact,
here's-
if I have
and-
the refill on the occasions I do now,
And here's the difference
pretty much makes me sick
between
these
you
days.
and me is when I get popcorn at Landmark anyway, not so much Cineplex, I go for the kiddie package. It's a little tiny box, and I actually end up brushing like
Yeah,
a big
but it
chunk of
comes
it into the garbage because I don't want it spilling all over the place when I'm walking around
See,
with it.
here's the thing
Why are you
about
walking around with popcorn?
Because I'm going to the
take
theater.
a walk?
Yeah.
I
I
don't
go
understand.
from the concession to the
That's right.
theater.
Okay, so
and by the time
here's-
I'm there, it's all over the floor.
here's what my solution is for this.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
The solution for
Popcorn.
all of this popcorn issue
Yeah.
is just eat the fucking popcorn out of someone's ass.
There you
That's
go.
the only way to solve
but
this
I guarantee
problem.
that it's not packed in there
Just
like
buy
it
the-
should be
You-
either.
That
Just
ass
buy
is packed.
the Grimace collectible and put popcorn in his
No.
ass and eat out of that.
Yeah, just eat the ass.
That's not the point at
There you
all.
go.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. You're all just vulgar.
We're saying is you're a glutton is what we're saying.
That's right. You're
Maybe eat less popcorn. What about that?
No. No.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
all right. Well, I don't think anybody You know what? I do have to mention that your Rai was
Yes.
not the usual Deadpool light in this last film.
No, he wasn't.
So he was showing a little. He wasn't in it enough, but he did get to show a little bit of his
Yeah,
acting
he had
chops.
some acting
Really?
skills. He did.
Yep.
He had some acting skills.
I think I'm gonna go on the record. Ryan Reynolds, all he does is imitate Chevy Chase in
Nope.
every single movie
He
he's
was
in.
not-
even
you-
the slightest.
And
He's just a Chevy Chase clone.
I'll quote Bryce on this and say, you know what, Bryce, you don't know because you didn't see the movie.
That's right. You
and
can't
once
say
you've
nothing.
seen it and you realize it's not a kids movie, and that Rai
Is
actually brought
doing his
out
best
is
Chevy
doing
Chase.
his best new version, a third Ryan Reynolds that we're not used to.
That's right.
The dad.
Why are we
And-
talking about
and
this
for the
on the
record,
list? What's going
regardless
on?
of whether,
because
regardless
I
of whether
was-
we had,
I was trying to see if there was any actors that we saw this week that
Well,
deserved
and-
to be
and
talked
regardless
about.
of
And Ryan
whether-
Reynolds
whether we
deserved
had-
it this week.
put if on the
Based
list.
on what? What? I don't understand. What is going on right now? What are you putting him forward for something?
No, I'm just saying he was really good.
Well, that's not the list. What are
What?
we doing?
Because I said, did we have anybody? And I
Oh
just
my
wanted to
God.
say. Exactly.
Can I talk now?
Yeah, go for it. Do we have anybody we're seeing?
I was just going to add, regardless of whether or not If was put on our list for the podcast,
Yes.
I was still going to see it because Ryan Reynolds was in it.
There you go.
I didn't give a shit. If
Okay,
he
so
rated it.
are you putting him forward? Like,
No.
what's going on? But I don't know what we're talking about.
I would never even dream
Okay, then
of
you should
putting it
talk
on a
about
list
that in your Merman Minute. But
Because-
this is the list.
because you would never even consider it. So
Yes.
that's
This
why
is-
I'm.
oh,
I would
you
never,
you got that right.
exactly right. See, I
That
know
is
better.
that is 100% accurate, Merman.
I'm only a glutton for so much punishment.
But Murray, that's also why he doesn't bring up Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
So-
well.
He's the finest actor of mine or anybody else's
everybody has
generation,
their,
and everybody
has
knows
their
it.
favorites, and
Yeah.
all of our favorites
Well,
could not
I
necessarily
don't
be
care.
loved by everybody.
You guys can joke about not liking him all you want. It doesn't bother me.
I'm
know.
absolutely not joking about it. I can't
I get
stand the
it.
guy.
I get it.
I mean, dead
You're
serious.
having fun. It's good.
I can't fucking stand the guy.
Yeah, that's
It's true.
great.
So, do we have anybody we're going to watch for next week?
Well,
Oh my
Uh-oh.
God, there's going to be a Terrifier 3.
we
Christmas
Yeah.
Terrifier. Where have you been? Oh, you were in camping.
We added another Ryan
Yes.
last week.
Yes.
You know what?
What?
Nothing.
For all his
Absolutely
movies,
zero matches. You
With
know
anybody.
why? Because everybody he was in a movie with is no longer on the list.
nice.
And the other two that I did find,
Did you know that
Russell
Amy
Crowe
Adams is going to be in a movie
and
called
Sean
Night
Penn.
Bitch?
Two guys who are mesmerized for life, who I can't put him up against.
That's
No.
right.
So yeah, Gosling has nobody.
So that's
so what
good
do you
news.
got?
So he's going to be mesmerized for life, pretty
Well,
much.
for life. He's actually still making movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went back and went through a few other ones and tried to find something, anything.
And you got nothing?
Maybe. I don't know.
All right. Well, you know what? The important thing is that we now might have the final list until they keep making more movies.
Keep looking that way.
So people go to our website,
All right, well,
Film Rage,
there's
YYC.com.
gotta be some.
Check the
I've
lists.
got one. I don't know if we talked about it before.
Yeah, there's just no way.
I
there
found
is
one with Daniel Day-Lewis. Who I originally I couldn't find anybody.
Oh. Okay.
He was in a movie,
Yes.
Maggie Smith, who's also on our list still.
Oh.
It was called A Room with a View.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys ever reviewed that one.
No,
No,
we
we
have
have
not.
not.
There you go. So I found one.
We're in simpatico today.
I don't think she was in it very much, but I guess
you know
we'll
what?
see.
It's a good reason to watch that film again.
You know what? I will watch it, and well, as long as she's in it for 5 minutes, or
Yeah.
that's the rule, right? 5
Yeah,
minutes.
5 minutes. Murray, that's awesome.
Well,
'Cause you know what?
If you're going with IMDb, the first person on it is Maggie Smith, because IMDb is so accurate.
100%. All the time. Rated G.
Oh my God! You
Okay,
and
so we're seeing
IMDb.
Maggie
If you quote,
Smith-
by the way,
And Daniel Day-Lewis.
please don't quote IMDb anymore. It is just total crap. That's my rage this week. Can I go back to my rage?
Nope.
My
Too
rage
late.
is that you keep on bringing
Nope.
up IMDb when it's the most inaccurate thing on the face of the earth.
Wikipedia.
You know what it does have?
It
It, has
looks
a-
like- it makes
it has a full
Wikipedia
database of all the actors in movies.
Looks like
That's right.
Like Wikipedia is like the frickin' gospel compared to frickin' IMDb.
Oh.
What's a gospel?
When you find me a better website that has a
Yeah.
database, then I will use
Yeah,
it.
tell
Until
us
then,
the-
I'm
tell
going
us
with
what we go
IMDb.
to.
So there.
Yeah, but don't sit there and
Or do it
tell
yourself.
me how accurate it is, because it's not.
I didn't say it was accurate. I'm just saying those two were in a movie together. That's why I cross-reference
he's-
them.
No,
He's
I'm not.
went back
I'm
and-
not talking to you, Murray. I'm talking to Jim on this one
Okay, we got 7
because he's the one that keeps on bringing up IMDb.
We
Well, I
got
do
7
too.
conversations going on here. But the important thing is that we're going to be watching Daniel Day-Lewis versus Maggie Smith
There you go.
in A Room with a View, which I love that.
How much is Daniel Day-Lewis in it, really, though?
We're going to find out.
Because Julian Sands is the main actor in it, and it's Helena Bonham Carter, and I can't even remember.
You know, we've already moved on, so
Yeah, that's
perhaps you should
Keep up.
Shut the fuck up.
I guess I'm watching A Room with a View. Is that's?
We are, yes. Are you done yet?
We've moved on.
Can we move on, or what's up? Are you holding on to?
I don't know. You guys yammer on for like 10 years about nothing.
Do you wanna talk
I'm
about
actually trying to
IMDb?
figure out what's going on
Do
here.
you want to talk about IMDb again?
Not really, because
Okay. Then can we let
think
Casey
we talk about it
Can
a
we
little
let
too
Casey
much.
come on and tell us what's happening?
I guess so. I don't care.
All right.
Whatever.
You ready?
Last week on Rage or Dare, the boys took a double scoop from the Merman's ice creamy bucket of rage when they picked a movie with 2 TV actors in it. What's that you say? TV actors in movies? Is that allowed? Yes, the boys picked the movie Madhouse, starring John Larroquette and Kirstie Alley. And the boys seem to forget that both of these actors were in Star Trek films, as well as both being in 2 separate, very different movies, both named Blind Date. Alley was also in the Look Who's Talking films, while Larroquette has narrated every Texas Chainsaw Massacre film back to the original in 1974. Not a joke, look it up. This week, it's Bryce's turn to rage or dare. What? Got nothing to say, Bryce? Normally you're whining like a baby about blah 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 this, and not your turn, and blah blah blah, then whine. Nothing? Come on, Bryce. Now, let's check in with the boys and find out who wins for the most rage-filled Cheers reject or Night Court reject. Or who knows, maybe this film was awesome. I mean, Dennis Miller is in it, and he's great in all his movies. No, seriously, Bordello of Blood was great.
No, it wasn't.
Look at Casey go. Look at him doing all the fact-finding there.
Casey's a god of rage.
Bordello of Blood was barely watchable.
Yeah, it wasn't like the other one with what's his face?
Yeah, what's his face?
The
in
guy
that one?
from the Titanic movie.
Yeah, the Titanic
What's
guy.
his Titanic dude?
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
him.
Zane?
Yeah, him.
Yeah, Billy Zane.
Now that was a good Demon Knight.
Demon Knight, that's it.
All right, so Madhouse. TV actors in a TV show theme plot with fat shaming that
Yeah, there was so much
Sets-
fat shaming.
with sets.
Maybe that's why Kirstie Alley got heavy.
Yeah. Maybe that was it. It was repercussions from this movie. With sets that look, you guessed it, like they were on a TV set.
Yeah,
with
it was very
characters
TV.
that are one-dimensional and, that's right, TV adjacent.
I don't even know
Where-
if they were one-dimensional.
Everyone is annoying, not
Half a
funny,
dimension.
because they threw a bunch of complete opposites together in a house because of who cares for what reason. And then they are all annoying for different reasons. You know, TV-like storyline reasons. Now, all that being said, when the cat of the one couple, who is John Larroquette's cousin, and they bring this cat with them, and the cat throws up everywhere in their car, that was funny.
No, that wasn't funny.
That was funny.
There was one thing that
But
made
that-
me laugh. I don't remember what it was, though.
It maybe come to you.
Wasn't that?
But that was in the first 10 minutes. And then this was beyond insufferable for the rest of the film because it had TV-like sex scenes with Larroquette and Alley, the rampant racism comments, the bad sound mix. Sorry, did I mean sound mix or TV-like sound mix? And I don't even think there was a soundtrack. It was just like a TV show sound music.
Yeah, I don't
Basically, what I'm saying is this was the plot of a TV show that was way too long. It was not funny one iota and also annoyed me for exactly an hour and 30 minutes. This movie was so awful. It was a terrible, 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 painful rage. I hated every single thing about us except for the cat that kept dying and then also throwing up. The cat was the only thing worth watching in this movie.
Yeah, I didn't even think the cat was worth watching in this movie.
So there was even less for you then.
John Larroquette is he's unwatchable. He was terrible. He was even terrible in Night Court. He's the worst part of Night Court, but whatever. Kirstie Alley is just
repulsive.
Yeah, she is repulsive, and she should probably be on the repulsive list. Although I think John Larroquette could also be on the repulsive list. I mean, and in this movie, the last thing I want to do is see Kirstie Alley prancing around in her bra, which is like, I don't know, she's just got her top off about half the movie for some reason.
But you don't see anything because it's TV style shooting.
Yeah, well, no, you see her in her bra, and it's like, why do you keep on taking her shirt off for no reason?
I don't know. Made no sense to me either.
It was weird.
Yeah.
This was.
Or people have sex in their underwear.
There
that
was something that made me laugh, and for the life of me,
sure wasn't to do with the cat.
It was in the first 10 minutes, but it had nothing to do with the cat.
Was it the kid? Because the one kid,
the
serial killer kid.
Serial killer kid wasn't funny. The next door neighbor, the father of the serial killer kid wasn't funny. Let's see. We could run down of all the things that weren't funny in this movie, but I don't know that we have that much time.
Yeah, you know what? It's not worth it because this movie is so completely awful.
Yeah.
But you can watch it for free on Tubi.
That's true.
That is where I actually watched it.
As
So
did I.
on that note, I've enjoyed the commercials.
Yep.
The commercials
There
in
you
between the movie were
Tubi commercials are the best commercials.
quite entertaining.
Because they're usually like 20 seconds long.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know how Tubi's making
And
money.
it's the same 3 ones every time. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this movie was really, really bad.
So that was a rage for you then? too?
This is another, but there are so many movies like this, and it makes me think that for my rage bag, I should be just going back and looking at like 80s comedies, because man, there's a ton of them like this. So I need to maybe
They
do
star
that.
like people like Tom Hanks and.
Because I don't know if you knew this or not, but I still haven't put anything in that rage
Well,
bag,
it's your turn
so
to choose this week, so it doesn't matter.
I guess I got another week.
You got
then.
another week.
Yeah, unless you want me to keep pulling from someone else's bag.
No, I want to punish you at some point here.
And just so you know, so we actually have been challenged by 2 of our listeners, by the way. So I'm waiting for
What?
one. Yeah, I'm waiting for one. We got some buy me a coffee money from one, and the other one we've been challenged, which I won't bring up this time. But when Bryce and I are watching the next film, we will not be pulling.
From anybody.
We have a challenge to watch something.
All right.
So stay tuned for that. So, Brycey, what are you doing? You want to go to my rage bag? You want to go to the audience? You want to go to Casey? Casey's running thin, too.
It doesn't look like there's a ton in the audience bag
There's a
either.
lot in mine.
Yeah, you know what? I think you probably give me something good.
Yeah, probably. Absolutely.
Yes. I'm not afraid of your bag. Your bag's
You
all
shouldn't.
right.
Yeah, you shouldn't be. I barely didn't do any effort in finding anything in this, so you probably won't find anything terrible.
All right. You got a lot of new stuff. I don't understand why everything's new. All I'm looking at is the date right now. Apparently, this movie I'm going to be watching is from 2019.
Nice.
The last thing, so it's got multiple words in it. Project.
Yes, keep going.
Wakefield. A Wakefield project. I don't know what that is.
Well, you're going to find out.
Have I seen this?
I'm guessing no, because you probably shouldn't look on IMDb though, because it means nothing.
I didn't say it means nothing, but to sit there and quote it as if it's like the it's,
Gospel according to
according to what?
It's also available on Tubi.
It is like completely inaccurate.
Yep.
But anyways,
But you'll be happy to know that the Wakefield project had a worldwide gross of $10,000.
Okay, what?
Yeah, 10,000.
No, so where did it play? What are you talking about?
Doesn't matter.
That's
It
like,
has
that's like 1,000 people.
That's like 1,000. Well, 1,000 people at $1,000 or $100.
$10. No, $10.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, $10.
You did the math. Nice.
Oh, I think
So
I did.
1,000 people saw it at $10, or for $15.
A
less
Wakefield
people.
project.
Yes.
I did. What? It's directed by L.A. Lopez.
Yes.
That doesn't make any. Who the hell is L.A. Lopez?
You know what? We're going to find out more next week.
This was
When
not
Bryce-
in theaters.
It has a 10,000 worldwide gross, buddy, so it did play somewhere. And you are going to love it because it's a horror movie. You love horror movies.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a horror sci-fi thriller.
I don't know what's going on.
Get
right
ready
now.
for that.
I think you're skirting the edges of what's allowed here.
Wouldn't that be nice? All right, well, thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks to the extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey, our god of rage, from the nerdy photographer for the voice of Rage or Dare. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We're always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dares to see terrible movies to fuel our rage. But no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 don't make us a rage. That's it for this week.